Yeah, you like the story. We cut the whole loaf of beef and garlic bread, and then we set the sandwich cut in. Well, there is meat to that. Yes. Pesto smear. You got scam card like $8 for like yeah. So I was like, I'm just gonna buy this and process it. I did, and the rest flatten out. You know what though? I want to go for like an Italian thing instead of like a classic bread. So like you can get a cheddar. We'll go to this dessert.
He's already been there. He's already been there.
I don't like chili. But I'm not gonna pretend to make it. I was really back and forth. I was like, am I gonna buy this $8 packet? Thank God. I'm gonna spend 19 on the hard part. Yeah, yeah. I was going back and forth. And then Sue was like, I got some good money. Why am I? That's like literally how much.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah. And that's why I don't see it. Peel it off. That was the first time.
You know that shelf there is short.
Oh my God. Well, that's the sandwich we made at Chicken Fingers. We made the garlic bread, put a pesto smear, crispy chicken, fresh lots, and then marinara sauce, and then he brought this expensive ass Parmesan cheese from a shop in Malibu that he goes to. I guess it's a good cheese guy. Break your heart. We should have. Coffee.
fixed. So far, so decent. Honestly, I think we're eight. But I guess it's after I left, it's like this broke down. It broke down for a while. Maybe late parts of the beach. There was a little hostel on there, like sometimes there would be no power to the gate, and I'd go move that. You know, there was almost like a little privacy around it, and I'd move that, and then you get the power coming from there. But I know there was something like that.
I know that too, but and there was one micro switch under there with the
Yeah, I fixed that one on the main gate at one point. Yeah,
and I did too. But the security guards were correct. One morning at 5:45 p.m. Another issue. So security guards were closing all the gates. So yeah, they shut everything off. So we got to do it. You know. So I haven't heard. It's probably been about a month and a half of issues. So I clear things.
I think the main gate was the one that was always happening.
Yeah, that one, the small one. But the small one, like just in the last 3 weeks, my remote are activated. What program is it?
Oh,
It has a link to it.
oh, that's
So I hold the button for like 20 seconds and hit that one and copy the code. So now I go through it, hit the button, and it opens up. It's right up again all the time. But yeah, so far, another month of no issues.
I'm like, you just lost access.
Dude,
That did
get
me
it
three
fixed.
parts. Oh,
You get it fixed, it's good for like 2 days.
yeah, that's
Something breaks.
what we gotta do.
Yeah.
They're talking about replacing all the piping and stuff because it's all the PVC is all sitting in the sun, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They need to replace that cover. Even with like one of those tarp or
Yeah,
the sail
little,
tarps.
you know, like a
Yeah,
covered set or whatever,
exactly.
you know.
So it's not, like I said, it's just, the sun rays
Yeah.
start leaking.
That thing's having worked out right, you know. It's been down more than it's ever was.
Totally.
Oh, did that?
Like I
Yeah, yeah. No. Yeah, I'm the only one left. One year though. 1 year and I'm out. Oh, yeah.
So we have David Lee right here.
Yeah, David. I'm Alex.
Oh.
But hopefully they have it right.
then you have Rich Telemontes on the end.
Sound check, sound check, sound check. Hi. King, President. President King, President Chow. Commissioner all present. Okay. Ready? Good morning, President King. We are now recording and we're ready to get started with our meeting today. We just have everyone please quiet for a minute. Thank you. Okay. Good morning, President King. We're ready to get started.
All right, thank you very much. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our regularly scheduled meeting of the Board of Public Works on Friday, May 23rd, 2025. Ms. Matson, would you please take roll and establish quorum?
Absolutely. Good morning, President and board members. I'm Elise Matson, Executive Officer with the Board of Public Works, taking role in establishing quorum. President King, Vice President Chavez, President Pro Tem Grant, and Commissioner Mitchell are all present, and we have a quorum. We're also joined by our City Attorney Representative, Adina Hopenstand.
All right, thank you very much. Welcome to all of our guests in the audience and our virtual platform. We will first have our two presentations before public comment and moving on to our minutes and our agenda items. So first, good morning again, and welcome to our celebration of National Public Works Week. Since 1960, the American Public Works Association has designated the third week in May for recognition of public works professionals who have dedicated their careers to some of the nation's most challenging and necessary tasks. We honor their dedication to their communities day in and day out, their service where it touches the lives of people they may never meet, their never-ending hard work in support of public safety, health, and infrastructure. The theme of this year's National Public Works Week is People, Purpose, Presence. The remarkable people we honor today to repair streets, plant trees, improve sidewalks, collect trash, recycling, light our public right-of-way, inspect construction sites, and beautify our neighborhoods. As you will hear, many of our honorees went above and beyond in their call of duty to respond to this year's tragic fire, stepping up in defense of our city in ways that are nothing short of heroic. We celebrate and uplift their purpose of keeping Los Angeles clean, safe, and sustainable, and their presence in our communities both in ordinary and extraordinary circumstances. And to begin, I would like to bring up to the podium our Barbara Romero, Director of the Bureau of Sanitation, who will present the certificates to the Solid Resources Support Services team for their efforts in the Palisades fire recovery. We actually have Mr. Alex.
Good morning, Honorable Commissioners. My name is Alex Helou, Assistant General Manager for LA Sanitation and Environment. Unfortunately, Barbara could not be with us here today, but I'm glad to be here because I would like to begin by sincerely thanking the commissioners of the Board of Public Works and you, President King, for taking the time to recognize the exceptional efforts of our bureaus. This year's selection process for sanitation was especially challenging, a testament to the extraordinary dedication demonstrated across the department. Today, though, I'm here and proud to honor a group whose service exemplified the dedication, staff who stepped up during the Pacific Palisades fire, showing courage, commitment, and unwavering sense of duty during a time of crisis. During the fire, while the fire was raging on, this highly dedicated team from the Solid Resources Support Services, responsible for refuse, recycling, and organic waste collection, as well as container distribution, provided critical support to the Los Angeles Fire Department, to the Los Angeles Police Department, to the National Guard, and other city and state firefighting agencies. I would like them to stand up, actually, if you guys don't mind. I know you guys are shy, but I would... Their steadfast effort ensured that essential collection services continued uninterrupted, preserving public health and cleanliness in extremely challenging conditions. The team went above and beyond their regular duties, working extended hours, including weekends, to retrieve damaged containers and swiftly replace them for returning residents, demonstrating a profound commitment to community recovery. In addition to their frontline responsibilities, the staff you see here today provided continuous support to the City Emergency Operations Center, fulfilling urgent logistic needs with precision and reliability. They played a pivotal role in distributing and servicing bin for city agencies and field command centers, collecting bulky items and cleaning residential waste to enable the smooth resumption of regular service. Their effective coordination with the LAFD and LAPD allowed access to restricted areas during and after the fire, accelerating the cleanup and restoring process. Their contribution did not go unnoticed. While visiting Fire Station 69, I was told by the fire department personnel how they commended our team for outstanding service, emphasizing the critical role they played in strengthening the community resilience and recovery in the aftermath of the disaster. I would like to call on one by one, President, if that's okay. We'll start with Bill Musselman. Bill worked continuously during the fire. He never took a day off, by the way. Desmond Gardner. Raise your hand. Oh, should we give it to them now? All right. We have certificates for you guys, so. David Lee. Stephen Peruna. Juan Perez. Edgar Alvarado. Francisco Martin. Alfred Reed. And last but not least, Richard Talamantes. I also would like the board that we acknowledge their families who gave them to us during the entire fire. Richard did not take a day off. He worked 60, 70 days continuous. So and his kids are here, so I'd like to honor him. Thank you. Your dad did an amazing job for us, and thank you. Also, I'd like to thank Bill and his family for being here. We acknowledge you and thank you. Bill is an amazing employee, and actually sanitation is very lucky to have them as well, all these men and over here today. Thank you. I also want to have a small acknowledgement. She's a very shy person, Cecile Buncio. She's the division manager for support services. Thank you.
Thank you very much to sanitation. Next, I would like to recognize Acting Deputy City Engineer Patrick Schmidt, who will recognize the honorees from the Bureau of Engineering.
Good morning. Thank you, President Kang, Commissioners, Ms. Adina, Ms. Elise. Patrick Schmidt, Bureau of Engineering, Geotechnical Engineering Division, and Acting Deputy City Engineer with the Engineering Services Program. The Bureau of Engineering this year would like to recognize all of our staff that participated in the Palisades fire response and recovery efforts. This includes the people that worked at the Emergency Operations Center, which was 24/7. We had people there working long shifts during the day and through the nights. We had people also participating in damage assessment teams. We had 4 or 5 teams of 3 to 4 people at each, going out to all the Palisades there, looking at the hillsides and preparing for future rain damage and hillside erosion. We had hillside inspection teams assisting with those efforts. We had teams assisting with the debris removal. And we also had people working in disaster recovery and one-stop permitting centers. And we still have people to this day continuing with the repair and the replacement of survey monuments and city infrastructure that was damaged by the fire. In all, the Bureau of Engineering had 175 employees that participated in the fire response and recovery. At this point, I'd like them to stand up, anyone that's here today. want to thank our tremendous team. We do have some certificates for some of the representatives of the different divisions. We had multiple divisions contributing to this effort, and as I mentioned, over 175 people in total. The people we are going to recommend or recognize with certificates include Selena Moreno from our Central District Office, Jessica Opinion from our Central District Office, Safa Javon Marty from our Valley District Office, Jonathan Carroll from our Project and Award and Control Division, Ethan Wong from our Engineering and Environmental Division, and Yannette Gomez from the Geotechnical Engineering Division. I want to thank the Board of Public Works for recognizing Public Works Week. We have a tremendous team in the Bureau of Engineering and throughout all the bureaus in the Public Works. So thank you for your recognition and time today.
Thank you to our Bureau of Engineering. Next, it is my pleasure to welcome Mr. Keith Mosey, Director and General Manager of the Bureau of Street Services, who will honor the Mandeville Canyon Response Team.
Good morning, President King, Commissioners, City Attorney, colleagues. I'm going to use my privilege just for a moment just to talk about somebody that leads our emergency operations, and that's our Assistant Director, Nick Lopez. Nick Lopez is a 42-year street services veteran who heads all of our construction activities when it comes to concrete and asphalt. He also has our emergency operations, and which leads our recovery and response efforts. I'll just say during fiscal year 23-24, we responded to over 1,600 mudslides citywide, and we did not receive one complaint from anybody as far as when we're going to finish, because basically of the efforts of the men and women of the Bureau of Street Services and the great group of outstanding employees that are here. You know, Nick is basically, he's shy. He doesn't like to talk much, but he's an old school person like me. He's been around. You know, I have a lot of years. He has more years than me. And so we've, you know, spent a lot of time back in the day paving. We've been in street maintenance technology classes, you know, things like that. But Nick, I want to thank you for your outstanding effort during all these years. And I'm going to ask you to say a few words, but I know you're here. I want you to present as far as the men and women that are here to basically present as far as their outstanding award for Mr. Brandt and his group. So, Nick.
Yeah. Morning. Thank you. Good morning. Yeah, I'm just here to present, you know, we have a crew that, you know, during the emergency response, you know, they take care of all the mudslides. You know, they just don't pave streets. During the emergencies, they get out there and they're always doing the mudslides. And after the Palisades fire was out, we had some rain after the Palisades fire, which all that loose sediment and dirt washed down into Mandeville Canyon. And they removed about 700 cubic yards off Mandeville Canyon. So they responded. They were out there early in the morning and they stayed out there, you know, working, you know, 12-hour shifts to get everything cleaned up. And, you know, Mandeville Canyon is almost like it's a long dead end. You can drive a long way up and you still got to come back down the same way. So, you know, they cleared, you know, mud from the street, the properties, and, you know, the residents were real pleased with their response. And I just want to have them stand up. Gary Bryant and his crew, can you guys stand up? Yeah. I just want to thank them. You know, they're always ready to respond, whether it's a Saturday, Sunday, nighttime. They're, you know, you call them, they're there to respond. So I just want to thank them for all their effort and, you know, recognize them for, you know, their outstanding work. Thank you.
Thank you for this recognition for our employees and the Public Works family. Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you very much. Next, I would like to introduce Mr. Raul Mendoza, Assistant Director at the Bureau of Contract Administration, who will recognize the LAMP permit inspection team's work on behalf of LAX and the LA World Airports.
Thank you, President Kang. Good morning, commissioners. The Public Works Week, people, purpose, and presence. I was thinking about the word presence. It's amazing what just mere presence can do. We had some work done on our house a while back, and the days that I was at home, they were there in the morning doing the work that we needed them to do. And then the days that I was not there, suddenly they were not showing up. So I think our inspectors, though, in the field, they are more than just a mere presence, but it does speak to what them being there means for our work in the public, or work that happens in the public right away. They serve a purpose for capital projects, and I'm not just talking about the LAMP team, but all of our inspectors on capital projects. They ensure that the city's investment is protected. On permits, like the LAMP team is doing for the work at LAWA, they're ensuring that our assets in the public right-of-way and the infrastructure, whether it be the streets, the curbs, anything in the right-of-way is protected, right? And that's for the people so that they have an investment in the future that they can rely on. So on the private development in LAWA, there is just a tremendous amount of work. And when I think of LAMP, I think the first thing that comes to mind is the people mover, right? Everybody's thinking about the people mover to get you there. But all around that is all of the work that our inspection team has been monitoring and inspecting. It's all the permit work. It's the roadways new roadways that are being constructed, streets, the connections, the consolidated rental car facility, all that work out there that's in front of those. That's what our LAMP team has been working on. And when you look at all this work that LAWA is attempting to do, and I think they will successfully, hopefully before the Olympics, there's a lot of pressure to do that, right? And when you have a lot of pressure on timeline, it could compromise quality, it could compromise safety, and that's where our inspectors shine. They make sure that this work is done safely, because it's not just work that's on the LAWA campus. We're talking about work that's right there on Century Boulevard. So making sure that traffic is flowing, safe passage, mobility, all those things. And then our inspectors are collaborating with BOE, with LAWA to make sure this work happens, again, with quality and safety. So that's a big task, but I'm gonna turn it over to Ken, who oversees the team, to talk a little bit more about their work.
Thank you, Raul. Good morning, commissioners. Good morning, friends, family, fellow city co-workers. I'm proud to be standing here today representing this team, introducing them to you. A team that's, Raul's stolen almost everything I had to say about them, the work they do out here. Can we have them all stand as I speak? So we're here today to honor 10 team members, people who have made it their purpose to protect and defend the people of the city of Los Angeles, working aside LAWA to develop the airport, to improve the airport, get it ready for the Olympics, get it ready for future Paralympics, other activities that are coming. These people, purpose, presence, they work constantly out there. They're out there every day. They're out there at night. We've been out there on weekends, out there on holidays when there's work going on, out there in the hot sun, out there in the rain over the last 6 years, out there breathing smoke and ash from the Palisades fire. We didn't shut down for that. And most impressive to me, out there continuously throughout a worldwide pandemic when the entire world shut down. These people were present. These people were there defending and protecting the city of Los Angeles to ensure that we had safe work sites, we had safe passage for commuters moving through the area, and that we were getting a quality infrastructure to serve the city well into the future. So I think this group embodies and exemplifies those three terms that we talked about: people, purpose, and presence. The thing that most, I think, impresses me, though, beyond that, because that's routine, kind of, that's what all of our inspectors do. What impresses me about this group is the environment they've had to work in, the pressures that Raul mentioned, the fact that this is a very unique and almost unheard of way of delivering a project. For LAWA, it's one large CIP project. They've broken it up to a half a dozen developments. Each development has its own designers, its own developers. To these individuals, it hits the street as hundreds of little puzzle pieces that come out a day by day by day from all the different developments. And these are the people who take those puzzle pieces and put it together to make this thing work. As you can imagine, over 6 years, things change, conditions change. Designs need to be changed. These are the people at the forefront who are finding those design conflicts and bringing those design conflicts to happen. Typically, on permit work in the city, when something like that happens, there's a design change, the job shuts down. Everybody goes home, the inspector waits to be called to come back when there's a new design. These people cannot let that happen. They're ahead of that train, they're running to stay ahead of that train, they have to keep running, they have to keep that train moving. So they've created innovations, they've come up with ways of keeping the work progressing while still maintaining public safety and delivering quality infrastructure. They've utilized technological advances. They've created entire new workflow processes to manage literally thousands of pieces of data. They're managed in real time. They're using handheld devices in the field to communicate changes, to keep this train moving, to get this thing in the station. So if I could just introduce each one of them now. Standing back in the back there, our project lead inspector, Mr. Mike Smith. Next over here on my far right, Mr. Jose Banuelos. Jose, our most veteran member, with more hours logged, more days, more weekends out there than anybody in the city. Most qualified man there. Ryan Prasad here, one of the keys to the innovation, utilizing technology and bringing new processes to us, processes that will serve us well in the future, well beyond this work at LAMP, things that will be incorporated into Bureau operations in the future. Good work, Ryan. Next to him, Mr. Christian Garcia. Christian, one of our sharpest solid men. He's Mike's right hand. He takes lead roles with many of the developers. He's instrumental. He's well known around the airport, and his name is known to those who need to get this project delivered. So excellent work, Christian. Standing here next to me, I've got Mr. Edgar Polito. Edgar's been with us here for last couple of years, but he has extensive background with the city prior to that. He worked within street services, I believe, and he has extensive knowledge in concrete construction, which comes in very handy for things like ADA construction of access ramps that we're doing hundreds of. Just that background, that knowledge, that experience in his previous city experience has really benefited us, so we're glad to have him aboard. Mr. Frank Boyer over here. Frank, the guy we're all envious of, because as of May 31st, Frank is moving from here to Lacers and out the door. So retiring here after a long, illustrious career as permit specialist throughout the city. So Frank understands all the different permits, types of permits, how they overlay and interplay with each other. And he's been a tremendous asset to us. Can't see all the faces around me. Let me just do my notes here for a second. Pete, hiding behind Christian. Hiding behind Christian is Mr. Pete LeGrand. Pete, senior inspection with multiple decades of city inspection here. Pete is our lead night inspector. So Pete's the guy out there vigilant at night, working a lot of times on his own in the cold, in the dark, working sometimes supervising other inspectors when we have round-the-clock weekend operations, things that happen. So we would be lost without Pete. Heidi. Heidi Ziegler, a newer member of the team, newer member of the city family, outstanding future candidate. She will do wonders in this bureau as an inspector as she progresses in her career. She's been doing outstanding things for us out there already. We are very impressed with her, and we can see that she has a very long and storied future ahead of herself. And in addition, we have a couple of team members who couldn't be with us today for various reasons. One is currently out of the area, Mr. Darren Palmer. Extensive background, very critical to successful delivery of a number of these developments. So Darren Palmer, thank you, sir, in your absence. And also missing today, kind of heartbreaking for us, one of our key team members, Mr. Joel Gallegos. I believe he might be joining us electronically right now. Mr. Gallegos was hospitalized in recent days, so he was unable to get a clearance from his doctor to check out and joined us here today. So kind of bittersweet for us today, but great work, Joel. I hope you're here and you're witnessing this. So thank you very much. Thank you for your time today. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much. Next, please join me in welcoming Megan Hackney, Assistant Director and Executive Officer at the Bureau of Street Lighting, who will present certificates to the Field Operations Division's Maintenance Supervision staff.
Good morning, Commissioners. Thank you for having us all here to celebrate the amazing people that make up this department. So today, as National Public Works Week is celebrated with the theme of people, purpose, and presence, the focus for BSL is a group of individuals who embodies these ideals daily. Our maintenance street lighting electrician supervisors. These leaders oversee the teams responsible for ensuring that our street lighting system operates safely and efficiently. The folks who go out making the repairs, responding to 311 reports, and to getting all those street lights on. Their dedication is a shining example of public service. People, purpose, and presence. So the people impacted, almost 4 million Angelinos and all the many visitors that come to our city. These supervisors and their crews work to ensure that neighborhoods are vibrant and welcoming, making sure that citizens feel safe while walking or driving. Their work impacts every resident in the community, contributing to the safety, comfort, and their daily lives. They are dedicated to making the city a great place to live for everyone. Purpose. Their purpose is clear: to maintain and enhance the street lighting system. Their work is often complex, requiring a deep knowledge and understanding of electrical systems, safety protocols, and project management. They ensure that the work is executed efficiently, minimizing disruptions and keeping everyone safe. They are powering the community. And presence. Their presence is often taken for granted. Their constant vigilance, preparedness, and proactive approach to maintenance are crucial for ensuring that the streetlights turn on and stay on. Their commitment is a constant presence, working in the background to ensure that the Bureau smoothly functions. They are always ready to respond and resolve any issues. So on behalf of the Bureau of Street Lighting and everyone who benefits from their work, a heartfelt thank you is extended to all of these supervisors. They are the driving force behind a vital public service, and their dedication, leadership, and expertise are invaluable. So thank you for all your service. And unfortunately, because of RDOs and the holiday weekend, we have 3 of 8 today. So I'm going to say everybody's names, but I'm going to say a couple words about each of the guys behind me. So Val Hernandez, he couldn't be here today. We thank Val. Roger Torres, Armando Ochoa, Dave Cremarosa, and Michael Bradley. Those are all our guys that aren't able to represent today. But first we have Victor Mosley. We're honored to recognize Victor for being a truly dependable supervisor. Victor began his career with us in 2000, transferring from DWP and starting as an assistant electrician. Since then, he's continuously demonstrated reliability, commitment, and a strong work ethic. What sets Victor apart is his unwavering focus on getting the job done. No matter the task, he approaches his responsibilities with a steady hand and a can-do attitude, ensuring projects are completed efficiently and effectively. Thank you, Victor.
Yeah, Victor.
And then Bernardo Coronado, we call him Bernie. We'd like to recognize Bernie for his dedication and the positive impact he's made to our team. What he loves most about his career and the environment here is how similar it is to the military, which made his transition into his role smooth and seamless. The camaraderie with the team has been a big part of what's kept him here and driven him to continue to make this a better place to work. Bernie takes pride in the fact that no matter where he drives, he passes by projects he's worked on, each with its own unique story or funny moments. He's motivated by knowing that he's made a real difference, whether it's through training and developing staff or leading by example. His thoroughness and attention to detail, especially when it comes to investigations, show his commitment to excellence. So thank you, Bernie. And last but not least, we have Craig Chin. We proudly recognize Craig, who began his journey as a maintenance laborer in 1993. Over the years, Craig has demonstrated remarkable accuracy in his work and a deep dedication to serving the people of Los Angeles, whether he's repairing streetlights or making sure things are done right. Craig is a tremendous asset to our team, not only because of his technical skill, but because he genuinely enjoys helping others. One of his favorite parts of the job is going home each day without feeling stressed, knowing that he's made a positive impact. He embodies the values of honesty, integrity, dependability, and reliability, and continues to earn the respect and trust of his peers. We're grateful for Craig's enduring service and example. Thank you, Craig. And I want to give a shout out real quick to the head of our field operations, Sylvia Torres, who without her, none of these things would happen and the streetlights wouldn't stay on. So thank you, Sylvia, as well. Do you want to say anything?
Public comment, okay? Okay, I just wanted to say that, thank you to you and the teams for everything you do. You know, there's a lot of people that use the phrase "keeping the lights on" to make sure things are running. You actually do that, and I do want to point out, yes, it's people presence and purpose here. I'm going to point out a little source of pride though, because how many people here watched the Super Bowl? Maybe this last one. Okay, so you probably all know the halftime show too. Street lights and the right-of-way of the city of Los Angeles was prominently displayed in the background. And so I have pictures where I'm kind of like sending around to the crews and very proudly kind of talking about, you know, something that is usually just quiet in the night that keeps our neighborhood safe was so impactful in culture that it made it to national news, right? And this is a reflection, you know, I think the other comment that I've heard often is like, I remember my street light was third base when I was playing baseball at home, or, you know, the safe spot when we would be playing tag, right? So all these things that just make neighborhood characteristics that you are part of and are just interwoven with the rest of what the city is. So thank you.
Thank you very much. And I have the honor of recognizing within the Board of Public Works, the Office of Community Beautification, also known as OCB, which is a vital part of our work here at the board, forming partnerships with community volunteers, nonprofit organizations, and other city agencies. OCB focuses on cleaning and beautifying the city of Los Angeles and oversees these efforts through projects such as graffiti removal, public right-of-way cleanup, adopt a median, rain barrel distributions, and oversight of the local Keep America Beautiful affiliate, and coordinating an annual citywide beautification conference. The staff of OCB are dedicated to these efforts and work on many weekends and evenings to attend community meetings, cleanup events, and do everything it can towards the goal of a cleaner and greener Los Angeles. So at this time, I want to ask all of our OCB staff to stand and be recognized. OCB is led by Mr. Paul Rack, Senior Management Analyst, Jerry Valdito. Thank you. Gabriel Gutierrez, Project Coordinator, and Anna Huizar, Haley Ban, Natalie Rosas, Thomas Corrales, Felicia, Judith Garcia. Let's give another big round of applause to our OCB family. And I also want to remind our audience here, I know many of our directors and our assistant directors came to help recognize all of our Bureau staff, but all of our commissioners took time to sit down with all of our GMs on our social media to do a quick interview or a podcast style media content to really highlight the work of all of our bureaus. So we encourage all of you to check it out at your leisure. And thank you again for joining us again today to celebrate the National Public Works Week and the people who bring public works to the life in Los Angeles. And with that, let me take some comment from our commissioners, starting with Vice President Chavez.
Thank you, President King. It's an honor to be here today and gather to celebrate National Public Works Week. We not only are honoring the extraordinary men and women of the Los Angeles Department of Public Works who answered the call to our city's most challenging hour, but we're also celebrating the resilience of a city in its most challenging times. Across our entire department, you demonstrated what it truly means to serve with courage, dedication, and unwavering commitment to the city. You cleared critical evacuation routes when every second mattered. You restored damaged infrastructure to reconnect our communities. You worked through smoke to maintain essential services, and you made sure that our critical infrastructure projects elsewhere in the city and our critical city services continued undisrupted. You supported emergency operations around the clock, ensuring our city could respond, recover, and rebuild. Your heroic response exemplifies the very best of public service. You are the embodiment of this year's theme, People, Purpose, and Presence. You're the people who make Los Angeles work. Your purpose drives you to protect and to serve, even in the face of uncertainty. Your presence gives our residents the confidence that their city will always be there for them. So on behalf of the board and all Angelenos, thank you for your service, your sacrifice, and your unwavering dedication to the City of Los Angeles and the Department of Public Works. Not all heroes wear capes, and we are honored to work alongside you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Vice President Chavez. We have President Pro Tem Grant.
Thank you. This is one of those moments, I think, where words fall short in comparison to the work that you've done. Your presence, your stories, I think, humble us all as commissioners and demonstrate what a privilege it is to serve you and work with you. This tapestry that you've woven together of courage, dedication, expertise, resourcefulness, creativity, commitment, presence, and purpose. And you should know, while often unnoticed, it is not unappreciated. And we thank you. Thank you so much for the work that you've done and the way you've held this city together. Thank you.
And Commissioner Mitchell.
Good morning. The record should reflect that this room is full of public servants with whom we are proud to serve as the Board of Public Works. Most of us have only been on this commission for about 7 months, but we appreciate each and every one of you, your families, and everything that you do to assist Angelenos. So when I go out and I say, oh, what are you doing now? You're supposed to be retired. I was like, oh, this is a chance of a lifetime to serve with the men and women that constitute the Board of Public Works or the bureaus. And so they say, well, what is Public Works? They don't know what it is. They don't know what you do. But let an emergency happen, let something fail, and they may know what you do then. They might not know your names, your faces, where you come from, where you've been, but they know what you do. So I want to thank each and every one of you, your families, your longtime workers, the new to the city crew, and we really appreciate what you do. We may not necessarily see all of you, but we know. And thank you so much for your service.
And with that, just wanted to echo all of my fellow commissioners' remarks. Thank you again for your service, and we will adjourn. Actually, we will take a recess for 10 minutes to take some photos in the forecourt. Yes. In the boardroom? So we will recess for 10 minutes. Thank you very much.
Forecourt. It's gonna take so long to get everyone back in. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. There's not enough space.
Okay, folks, we'll take the photos in the forecourt. So if everybody can help transition folks to the forecourt.
On my way. Oh yeah, no worries. I was like, oh shit. Yeah. Usually you guys are still on time. No, you were still on time. I was still on time. You were back and I was out. You were. I was on time. Daddy, boy, go up here. Call my husband to pick me up. Oh no way. Daniela, nice to meet you. Aww, how old are you? 11. Wow. Gosh. What grade is that? Sixth grade is middle school here. Wow. Are you excited? A brand new school? It's the same school. Brand new building. Okay. Yeah. Oh, that happens in your class for middle school. That's tough. Boys are calling you boys. And boys are very happy. But it's just. Yeah, I don't either. Also, it's homework. Totally. More classes. Break time. It's yeah, it's a new thing. Yeah, yeah. Well, congratulations. Your mom is totally awesome, by the way. You know that already, though. So the good news, but because this took so long, they left. That's not too crazy. Is public comment after?
Yes. Oh, good morning, Audit LA. Are you wishing to make general public comment or multiple agenda item comment this morning?
All of it, general plus, all items, please.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Gigi's phone. Are you wishing to make general public comment or multiple agenda item comment today?
General public comment, please.
Thank you. Good morning, Mona M. Are you wishing to make general or multiple agenda item comment today?
General public comment, please.
Thank you. Henri Marini, are you wishing to make general public comment or multiple agenda item comment today?
Please mark me down for general and all items. Thanks.
Thank you. Jill, are you wishing to make general public comment or multiple agenda item comment today?
General public comment.
Thank you. Georgina McPhee, are you wishing to make general or multiple this morning?
Both, please. Multiple and general.
Which items are you wishing to speak on for multiple?
All of them.
Thank you. Lurker, are you wishing to make general public comment or multiple agenda item comment today?
General public, please, and thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, please. And then I'll kind of interject. Thank you, thanks. Appreciate it. Okay. Oh, she's out. I know. Yeah, in here. Oh, we can take a call here.
I have one in my office. I'm okay. Thank you, though. Appreciate it.
We're ready to resume.
Ms. Masson, would you please take roll and reestablish quorum?
Yes, it is 11:04, reestablishing quorum. President Kang, Vice President Chavez, President Pro Tem Grant, and Commissioner Mitchell are all present. We have a quorum. We're still joined by Ms. Adina Hopenstand, our city attorney, and myself, Elise Mattson, executive officer.
Thank you very much. We will proceed to our second presentation of this morning. We would like to recognize our SR South Collection Division at the Bureau of Sanitation, led by Mr. Shin.
Good morning. Good morning, President Kang, commissioners, city attorney, and colleagues. My name is Mark Shin, and I'm the division manager of the Solid Resources Collection Division in Sanitation. Our division is responsible for delivering essential residential curbside collection services to city residents, including refuse, recycling, organics, and bulky items. These programs are vital to maintaining a clean and sustainable city. The success of our operations is a direct result of the dedication and hard work of our staff, who provide these services every day, rain or shine. Today, I'm honored to recognize 5 outstanding employees who recently retired after more than 30 years of service
services with the city. Charles Salsi, Manuel Sanchez, Roland Crane, Lance Brown, and Ronald Piles. We're fortunate to have two of them with us here today, and I'd like to kind of read a little bit about them and ask them to come up. Charles Salsi. Charles began his career with the city in 1994 as a refuse collection truck operator in the West Valley District. He later continued his dedicated services in the North Central District, concluding a remarkable career and retiring in April of 2025. Known for his great sense of humor and dependable work ethic, Charles was a valued team member whose presence will be greatly missed. We thank Charles for over 30 years of dedicated service to the residents of Los Angeles and wish him the very best in retirement. All right. Manuel Sanchez. Manny began his journey with the city in February of 1987, spending 24 years as a refuse collection truck operator before transitioning to automated systems. He operated a variety of vehicles and participated in innovative pilot programs, showcasing skill and pride in every task. Manny later moved into leadership roles, including refuse crew instructor and refuse collection supervisor from 2015 until his retirement. Beyond his professional duties, Manny volunteered at open houses across the city, reflecting his commitment to community and service. He leaves behind a legacy as a mentor, friend, and an integral part of the city team. We thank Manny for his dedication and wish him the best in his well-deserved retirement. This concludes my presentation.
Thank you very much. Before we take some photos, I would like to turn to our commissioners for some brief remarks. Commissioner Mitchell, would you like to kick us off?
Thank you, President Kane. On behalf of the board, I want to thank and commend each of you, your service. I know it's been a long, hard drag, but you have more than adequately represented the city and your endeavors and your responsiveness to the needs of the city that you serve. I hope that you enjoy your retirements with your families and, you know, come back and visit us every now and then. I'm sure we can use some more of your wisdom. Thank you so much for your service.
President Pro Tem Grant.
Thank you also. Your employment was not just about work, it was about service. And what you did made a positive impact, and it was what helped make Los Angeles both a community and beautiful at the same time. And I think just our appreciation goes so deep and so long as was your career. Thank you.
Vice President Chavez.
Yes, wanted to just echo my colleagues' comments. Congratulations and such deep appreciation for your service. And what a great accomplishment to come to the end of your tenure here, and best wishes for an enjoyable, restful retirement. And you know, you earned it, so congratulations.
So congratulations and thank you once again. Many of us, as we stepped into this role, regularly get briefings and email updates about the work that you're all doing on our streets. And it made me realize how integral you are to the operation of our city and the building blocks that we try to hold dear here at the City of Los Angeles. So thank you again and congratulations on your next journey. And as Commissioner Mitchell stated, please come on back anytime. You're part of the city family now and forever. Thank you very much. And with that, we will take a 5-minute recess for quick photos.
It's 11:11. We're ready to resume whenever you are, President Kang.
All right, Ms. Matson, would you establish quorum?
Yes. It's 11:14, reestablishing quorum. President Kang, Vice President Chavez, President Pro Tem Grant, and Commissioner Mitchell are all present. We have a quorum. We are still joined by City Attorney Representative Adina Hopenstan and myself, Elise Matson, Executive Officer.
Thank you very much, and welcome back, everybody. And we will now start with general public comment, which is an opportunity for the public to address the board on public interest items, and will be provided up to 1 minute per person, up to a cumulative total of 10 minutes for the general public comment segment of each regular meeting. Testimony shall be limited in content to subject matters which are within the jurisdiction of the Board of Public Works. The board may not take any action on any matters discussed during the public comment period. We will start with in-person speaker cards. Let me call up Jose Gonzalez.
Good morning, Commissioners. Thank you for having me up here to speak. I represent Mexican American Traquero Monument that is hosting in Venice, California, up west side. This monument is going to be a really good piece of art, as we were talking about. It represents the people who retired as Mexican American track layers back in the early 1800s, late 1800s. We are asking that we're going through a issue right now to get a board day to come back to the commission here to represent. So I'm asking today if you can get this on the agenda so that we could represent our monument here. This has been, the city of LA has nominated it. We had Dolores Huertas, she's part of it. So this is a good opportunity to get the city arts back up in the system altogether. I thank you very much for having me on, and Laura will be speaking a little bit better on it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Next is Laura Ceballos.
Hi, my name is Laura Ceballos, and I'm with the Venice Mexican American Traquero Monument Committee. I am asking the board today to please give us a board date so that we can get the monument Tier 3 permit approved and we can move the project forward. We've been waiting since 2021. This project was approved by the LA City Council on Cinco de Mayo in 2021 and we have support from our civil rights leader, Dolores Huerta. This will be the first monument ever on the west side to honor Mexican and Mexican American railroad workers known as traqueros that helped build and maintain the main railroad transportation system throughout California and the United States. This is vital to the Chicano, Mexican, and Mexican American community, especially during these difficult times where the Trump administration is attacking our cultural history and heritage. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next in-person speaker card is Goat Puppet. Going once. Mr. Goat Puppet. Going twice. Okay. And then the next speaker is John Doe.
Yes, good morning. I'm here to today talk about an issue that's been going on for quite a bit, and the issue at hand is the fact that Keith Mose of the Bureau of Street Services has been giving Scientology unlawful permits for well over a year. I actually just confronted Keith in the hallway, and I was asking a very simple question. Why is it that you keep giving permits for the full closure of a street where you know they haven't gotten all the requirements for it? You keep trying to arrest people and actually prosecute them with frivolous charges, and this board does nothing to bring it on an agenda item for what, if any, selective prosecution there might be of either enforcement of fines or charges amongst those that do block the public right of way. In fact, I talked to the Disability Commission on the very same issue, and guess what they did? They actually stepped up to the plate and they went and demanded from the city attorney's office one such report to see who are you, Miss and Mrs. City Attorney, and all your deputies actually prosecuting for blockades of the public right of way. You arrested William Good a couple of years ago. Why can't you do the same thing for Scientology?
I believe we have a second, Mr. John Doe.
Thank you very much. I just got finished interviewing with the District Attorney Integrity Department. I filed a complaint against this body for not providing me Braille, and they're very concerned about it. So I had someone from the DA's office and actually two attorneys that are going to be addressing this. So I gave them the attorney's name because I suspect she'll know what to do and what not your clients not to do. So it's becoming a real problem not providing Braille. And also there was a person I don't know that came up to me that wanted to have sign language. Not this executive officer, but the other quasi-executive officer. Her position is contact Department of Disability, in which they never get back to anybody. So unfortunately, you've inherited this issue, and I'm just not going to go away with it. I've already done a claim of damages. It's ripe to be litigated, but you just really need to resolve it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And then Ms. Matson, I believe there was one more card, but I believe you submitted.
I clearly submitted, have a name right there. But what do you mean by you? I clearly have a name on there.
I don't see your card, but feel free to take your public comment.
Yes, I believe there was a card submitted, and the speaker indicated that he would like to speak both on multiple agenda items, all, as well as general public comment, but he noted that on a single card.
Okay, please proceed.
And I have a name on the card. I don't understand if you cannot read or if you are blind or whatever. There's a name on the card, and for the record, my name is Amy. My name is Amy the nurse. And so I want to talking about a permit. I want to ask our city attorney, because under the public work we have Bureau of Street, we have Bureau of Sanitation, right? So when you go down the Figueroa Street and then you see those girls, do they have permit to sell their body on the Figueroa Street? Do they? because I want to do the same job on Figueroa Street, but your Department of Bureau of Street does not allow me, City Attorney. Why is that? What makes you so superior that you are allowed to work on Figueroa Street, but I cannot? When you go down the Skid Row, why those people who look like you are allowed to pee and poop on the Skid Row, but why I am not? If I pee and poop, I will be under the arrest by the LAPD. Why they have the permit to pee and poop? Thank you.
Thank you very much. We will now transition to our virtual platform.
Thank you. We'll go ahead and start with Audit LA. Audit LA, you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Good morning. I just want to say that I'm very happy that we were able to secure a First Amendment protest permit for both sidewalks on L. Ron Hubbard Way. We will be protesting, peacefully protesting, mind you, the abuses of Scientology, like family separation and other things, as well as protests and pushing back on all the ADA violations, especially almost a year's worth of those planters. So we're very excited to, it goes against their narrative that we're just this angry mob of criminals and they're so scared of us. Well, thankfully the police commission said, no, that's not true. They are, they're not that, and they gave us this permit. So we're very excited. It's going to be on Father's Day from 11 a.m. and 12 noon until 10 p.m. Would love you to stop by. We're going to have food and it's going to be peaceful and very loving. But we're standing up and reclaiming our space. That is our sidewalk.
Thank
And
you.
we're very excited. Thank you.
Next up, we have Gigi's phone. Gigi, you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Yes, so I'm going to talk about permits, but I'm going to talk about the permit that you guys allowed to happen for Scientology on Memorial Day. They sent out a poster, and the poster on it talks about how there's a bouncy house for kids and those young at heart. That sort of implies that there's going to be adults in a bouncy house with a kid. And I'm pretty sure that all of you think that something's wrong with that, because something is wrong with that. And we've seen it happen before. And they also had, another inflatable thing, a black maze, where a Dracula and a clown kept going in there with all these little kids and everything. And things need to be checked out. But you guys need to stop giving them permits because they're doing some creepy stuff. Even if nothing bad is happening, that's bad that adults and kids are going in a bouncy house and they're publishing that on the flyer trying to get people in for grooming behavior. Stop giving them permits. It's ridiculous. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Mona M. Mona, you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Thank you and good morning, commissioners. Thank you for the presentations today. It was really great to see so many be awarded and have a ceremony. I am very thankful for the upcoming protest that is coming up on Father's Day, June 15th. However, I'm not too sure if I'm going to be able to attend because there isn't any accessible parking and quite a few of the curb cuts are just not within reason. We don't have the street closed, it's just the sidewalks. So with your permission, I would like to see the CAS report that Audit LA had presented to you well over a month ago to be put on the agenda so that way we can approach these items. Thank you, and I yield back my time.
Thank you. We had Henri Marini, but they're no longer on the Zoom platform, so we'll move on. Next up is Jill. Jill, you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
I'm going to continue with what Gigi said. You have that permit for Monday, Memorial Day, enticing adults to play and frolic in a bouncy house. Number one, that is unsafe because of weight and height differences. That's unsafe. So if they are going to do that, you need a first aid station there. Secondly, that's against regulations.
Secondly, you're encouraging pedophiles and they're enticing people to come there and play with children. That is absolutely disgusting. It's a child trafficking cult. You need to put an end to it, rescind the permit. Remember, there's Operation Spring Cleaning. Remember what Mr. McDonald and the DA Hockman said? They just busted a lot of pedos. So you need to look out because there may be needing to be a Operation Spring Cleaning on L. Ron Hubbard Way in the cult of Scientology. Bye.
Next, we have Georgina McPhee. Georgina, you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
I'm concerned, and I'm calling in because of the excess permits that are being used on L. Ron Hubbard Way. I was really happy to hear about this new permit being issued. However, on Father's Day, I'm really excited that finally some of our thoughts and opinions on what is going on there are going to be able to be aired civilly, lawfully, and I look forward to a lot more of those sort of permits to come. I think the church monopolizing that street needs to be stopped. It needs to be accessible to the neighborhood and to the public, and I think this is a good first start. I think opening it up to parking would be really excellent. Having metered parking put in on that street would really help turn it into something more profitable, and it can fix the repairs that are needed on that road and street. I yield back my time. Thank you.
Thank you. Our last speaker for general public comment is Lurker. Lurker, you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Hello. I wanted to really give recognition to Miss Audette LA and all the other nice, concerned citizens that keep calling into these meetings and letting you guys know. If it weren't for the works of these people, we wouldn't be here right now having a Father's Day celebration for our friend who just wants to be sure that her father is okay. He is trapped in those buildings, not allowed to talk to her. We need to be able to, like anywhere else in America, we need to be able to do wellness checks on people in those buildings. Why is that inconceivable? It seems unlawful to not be able to check on family members, human beings, whether you're related to them or not.
That's your time for
We need
today.
wellness checks on these people.
That's it for our general public comments, President King.
Thank you very much. With that, we will close the general public comment portion of today's meeting and move on to multiple agenda item public comment. The board will provide an opportunity for members of the public wishing to speak on more than one agenda item during multiple agenda item comment period for up to 1 minute per item, up to a total of 3 minutes per meeting. This is the only time to speak on more than one agenda item, and please identify the items that you will speak on when you are called. We will start with in-person speaker card. Amy?
All right, thank you, Mr. City Attorney, for calling the name. My name is Amy Nurse. So start with item number 1. It's about, I saw that authorized the Bureau of Street Lighting. That's a good item. I want to ask our city attorney that how many times you drive down the street of Figueroa and how many times you see the signal keep flashing. And then when you are talking about authorized Bureau of Street Lighting, and I believe there should be only one authorization, just authorize Bureau of Street Lighting to do their job. And then go ahead. You want to cut me off, right? Go ahead. I'm talking about authorize the Bureau of Street Lighting. Go ahead. I'm waiting for you. So how many times you go down the Skid Row and then there's no street lighting? And how many times I come here to asking you, to begging you that authorize the street lighting, authorize them to do the work, to do the repair. And then how many times you are cutting me off, trying to cut me off, and come on, I'm still waiting for you to cut me off. Now let's move on to item number 2. It's about community level contracting update. So I want to thank our city attorney because I have experienced, I have witnessed so many amazing partnership, community contracting partnership between the city attorney's office, between the Scientology, and between the public works. And I believe you should continue to doing that. Because for me, I have been asking for some community contract because I have been asking for a protest permit against city attorney's office. I can never get one. But because you have an outstanding community level contracting with Scientology, whatever Scientology asks for permit, they got it. Because of their partnership, because you are the internal, personnel for Scientology. So I want to thank you for that, and then I will continue to asking for the same level of community level contracting for every single organization, not only just Scientology. Now let's move on to item number 3. It's about a status update on the Bureau of Street Services. Yes, thank you, Ms. City Attorney. I know you are trying to cut me off. Go ahead, please. I'm waiting for you. Please cut me off. Bureau of Street Services. How many times that I am asking you for an update? That you have been here, you have been working for a city for 50 years, 70 years, whatever. I'm going down the Figueroa Street, Skid Row Street. I'm asking, what's the update for the street services? Because it's same dirty, never gets clean. I'm asking, what's the update for the Bureau of Sanitation? Can I get some update? When can we get the streets clean? When can we get the trash picked up? When can we clean the homeless encampment? But did you ever provide some sort of Bureau of Street Services update to me? No. Why you're not providing to me? You hate me. Why you hate me? You are Scientology. But okay, whatever. But I will continue, even though how many you cut me off, I will.
Thank you.
All right, Ms. Masson, let's move on to our virtual.
Great. First up, we have Audit LA wishing to speak on all items. Audit LA, you have 3 minutes. Go ahead.
Thank you. I'm going to bounce around. I'm going to start with 2, dealing with contracts. I've been saying for a long time, eyes used to roll, but hopefully that's waning, about that there is such a thing as slave labor and abusive labor in America. This morning, actually, like Joy, I don't know if you've heard of Joy Villa. She used to be a Scientologist. She has left. And she had a podcast today with our very own Mona was on. And she discussed this, okay? She discussed, and she's a recent, it's not like someone who left 20 years ago. She recently left and was discussing about how there is labor trafficking, how people are, working and for.
Can you make sure your comments are tied to the agenda item of city-related community level
Yes, ma'am.
contracting?
Thank you, Ms. Hoppenstan, for keeping me on track. So what I was trying to say is that it's a real problem. Okay, so when we're looking at these city contracts, okay, I want you to keep that in mind. I want you to keep Joy Villa in mind, that and that how there are people who are saying this is going on. Okay, like if you're having a contract to work on the street, okay, we see slave labor, okay, vacuuming and parapressuring L. Ron Hubbard Way. And so, they also help make movies. All this stuff is slave labor. So it's a concern, and we need you to keep on guard to make sure that no contractor, that they are aware, and that because you don't know who is who really. I don't know how much investigation you really do. Number 3, okay, when it comes to the street, we want an update about L. Ron Hubbard Way. I have asked every single organization, every single entity in this city, basically, if whether or not there's a legit no parking zone. Okay, I just heard from Marco Rolone, who said that DOT told him, well, there was a permit to close it for no parking back in the 90s, and I know about that. See, I do my homework. That was for 1 year, and it was for Friday nights only with their graduations. And that nothing since. The city cannot prove that it's no parking. Yet you'll give tickets to people who park there based on just because there's a bogus sign. The sign is bogus. It's not a city sign. And you guys are enforcing this, and it looks ridiculous. So I want you guys to put this on the agenda. I want you guys to look into it. You are Bureau of Street Services. You have to figure out whether or not that street is a legit, no parking. And if it is, you need to be able to prove it. You can't keep enforcing it. Because now that it's becoming known, you're looking at massive lawsuits. Okay, now with number one, yes, the city is dark, and I'm grateful. Thank God I finally got my new chair. But and the insurance covered street light. My chair actually has headlights, blinker lights, all hazard
Thank
lights,
you,
and I'm
Audit
so
LA.
grateful. What?
That's all your time for today.
Oh,
Thank you.
thank you. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Next up, we had Henri Marini, but they have left the Zoom platform, so I will move on to Georgina McPhee. Georgina, you have 3 minutes. Go ahead. Georgina, are you there? Georgina, if you can hear us, please press *6 on your phone.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. You have 3 minutes.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Sorry, there was an
Go
error.
ahead.
I'd like to yield my time.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry. Thank you.
Okay, that's it for all of our multiple agenda item comments on the Zoom platform. President Kang.
Thank you very much. With that, we will close multiple item public comment portion of today's meeting, and we'll move forward with the approval of minutes for Wednesday, May 14, 2025. Commissioners, any questions or comments related to the minutes? If not, is there a first and a second?
I so move.
Second.
First by President Pro Tem Grant and seconded by Vice President Chavez.
Great, we'll take the roll beginning with you, President Kang.
Aye.
Vice President Chavez.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Grant.
Aye.
Commissioner Mitchell. All ayes and the minutes are adopted.
Thank you very much. We will now move on to our agenda item number 1, Bureau of Street Lighting for Council Districts 8, 12, and 13, individual placement agreement with Fuse Corps.
Thank you, President Kang, Vice President Chavez, President Pro Tem Grant, and Commissioner Mitchell. My name is Dan Carasoli. I'm with the Bureau of Street Lighting. Thank you for consideration of this item today. This is about an extension of a what's called a project term for a Fuse Fellow executive placement. The Fuse Fellow program, what it does is it's a national program that allows city governments to bring in for a year or maybe or possibly 2 years, or up to 2 years, a mid-level career with professional experience in the topic that the city is exploring. Usually, and I've seen this throughout my experience in the city, I've seen some great projects and new initiatives make use of the Fuse Fellow program because it allows departments to access skills, experience, expertise in areas that we might not have within the department. So it allows us to really get up and going really quickly on new types of projects, new types of services, new types of operations. And so particularly for the Bureau of Street Lighting, this is around our digital inclusion efforts and specifically around network equipment, network operations, the types of equipment like servers and Wi-Fi and things like that that are being attached on our poles to provide public Wi-Fi in some of our community pilots, as well as supporting next generation smart cities tools such as LiDAR and other types of sensors. So this is something that we're moving quickly. We're growing our experience and expertise when it comes to telecom equipment and network operations, but this is something where we don't have extensive background. So we look to the Fuse Fellowship Program to help us bring in a fellow with network experience, network expertise, and they brought us Lawrence Ebo, who's been working with our Bureau for a year. It's been fantastic to have somebody on the team. The Fuse Fellows work closely, directly with the rest of the city staff. Basically, solving problems, but also helping us learn and grow. So we are growing alongside the work, learning from the fellow. Lawrence Evo, his first project term ended just recently, and we've started a new year with a short-term 45-day placement agreement, because recently the city attorney for the Bureau determined that going forward, individual placement agreements for Fuse Fellows must go to the board. That determination was made with not quite enough time to get everything in ducks in order to come to the board for approval. So we initiated this 45-day agreement as a stopgap. And so today we're coming to you for approval of this the full year placement. So with that, I'm happy to answer any questions about Fuse Fellows, about the our fellow, about the agreement. So thank you again for your consideration.
Thank you very much. Seeing that we don't have any single item public comment for this, commissioners, any questions or comments? Quick question, what happens after usually the placement when that period ends?
Yeah, so I mean, usually the fellow, so this is not, you know, a broad statement of all fellows, but many of these fellows are coming in to get government experience. They're coming from, you know, the private sector. They've worked in for decades, often in the private sector, and they're looking to give back. They're looking to explore a new line of work. So they see this opportunity often as a way to learn about a new, you know, learn about government, and so they'll often pivot towards, you know, a different role, maybe in a nonprofit sector or something like that, or sometimes they come and work for the city. We do have some city employees who are previous Fuse Fellows, so it does happen. Obviously, it's, you know, it's more challenging just to get through the civil service process. So, but yeah, they end up going back to take that experience with them into the private sector, or, you know, oftentimes nonprofit sector.
And you mentioned Lawrence Ebo. Do we currently have any other fellows?
So we do throughout the city. There are many. Working on digital inclusion, there are now currently 2 others, one at the library and one at the mayor's office. Those together, so this last fellowship year, which is kind of like a fiscal year, ends in May. We had 4 fellows working on digital inclusion across city departments. We had 2 at the Bureau of Street Lighting, and 1 at the mayor's office, and 1 at the library. And that's because those are the key departments working on digital inclusion together. It really was helpful to have Fuse Fellows working in all those different areas. So the 2 fellows at the library and the mayor's office are continuing as well.
Any other comments or questions? Vice President Chavez.
Yes, we recently had another Fuse Corps project agreement that came before us recently, I believe, for the Taylor Yard project. And I'll ask you the same that I asked him, which was would love to get a presentation of the findings and recommendations of the Fuse Fellow, you know, either, you know, midterm or whenever's appropriate, because I am familiar with the program, and I think it's really valuable to have that outside perspective, that expertise that comes in and gives that, you know, helps connect the dots, if you will, from private sector and public sector, and often results in innovative proposals and solutions that are implemented in the city. And I see that this fellow has already worked on providing, helping with projects, for example, the ones that we saw over on Crenshaw when my fellow commissioners did and toured Crenshaw, and we saw the connectivity project with BSL. But any other sort of ideas, programs, suggestions, would love to get a presentation on that.
Definitely, and I would suggest maybe we, you know, bring the 2 other fellows at the mayor's office and library, because they're working on coordinated types of approach of how can the city as a whole move forward with digital inclusion. So I'd love to put that together.
Great, thank you so much.
Thank you.
With that, I'll move to approve item number 1. Is there a second? Okay, seconded by Vice President my apologies, Commissioner Mitchell.
Great, thank you. We'll take the roll, beginning with you, President Kang. Vice President Chavez.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Grant.
Aye.
Commissioner Mitchell. All ayes, the item is adopted and carries forthwith.
Thank you very much. Moving on to item number 2, oral report, community level contracting update from all bureaus. Do we have any speakers related to this item? Seeing none, we will move on to item number 3, status update on major upcoming street improvement projects from the Bureau of Street Services.
Good morning, everyone. President King, Vice President Chavez, President Pro Tem Grant, and Commissioner Mitchell. City Attorney, Executive Officer, it's great to be in your presence again. My name is Sherrod Nichols. I'm the General Superintendent overseeing the Street Renewal Division, responsible for resurfacing, reconstruction, and slurry seal. The information I'm going to provide is to minimize the confusion with the community, and also to provide information on possible delays on some of the projects that we have. Currently, we don't have any major street projects for the next 2 weeks, but for the week of May 25th to May 31st, we have 9 projects for 5.9 lane miles. For the week of June, June 1st to June 7th, we have 13 projects for 9.33 lane miles. We have coordinated with LADOT for any traffic control assistance. We've coordinated with the stakeholders and council offices. I've provided additional information on the Mandeville Canyon project that we did in February. So the Mandeville Canyon project, I know we had our team here this morning, but I just want to highlight that once again for the mudslides that we did in Mandeville Canyon, that it was information from the mayor's office and the CEO's office, the CEO, Emergency Operations Command Center, that we provided services for mudslides and debris removal. So I provided some photos, an overall overview of where the area is, and also some before and after photos of the work that our team did at the location. We removed roughly around 700 cubic yards on this location. There were multiple employees there. I just want to highlight them once again by mentioning their names. There was our supervisor, Raimundo Hernandez, Ruben Garcia, Luis Ventura, Jose Zameda, David Galvez, Anthony Sands, Oscar Cruz, Michael Laco, and the superintendent overseeing the operations was Gary Brandt. I'm so proud of our team for doing exceptional work out there during the storm response. The work is not easy, and they did it flawlessly. They did it effectively and efficiently. But that concludes my report, and I'll take any questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Commissioners, any questions or comments?
Mr. Nichols, with regard to the Mandeville Canyon Road overview map, you provided some pictures of some work that was done by the crews on Mandeville Canyon, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And they're at various locations up in different addresses up and down Mandeville Canyon, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
As I understand it, Mandeville Canyon is a one-way in and one-way out
Yes, ma'am.
road, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So if there's any obstruction in the road, and this shows, is this mudslides from the result of the fire?
Well,
Or do we know what?
Yeah, so it's actually east of the Palisades, but there was a little fire in the area, but it wasn't, a main contributor. it was, Mandible Canyon has always had mudslides and, property sloughage and things like that. So the rains that we had, was a massive rain. So it contributed to the mudslides that needed to be removed.
Okay. But for this clearance at some of these locations, the public would have even had one-lane access as opposed to
Yes, ma'am.
two-lane access, correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, because, we're the first responders to the first responder.
So you're the first responders,
First
correct?
responder. Yes, ma'am.
So fire and police cannot get to some of these locations if there was an emergency, but for the fact street services, the first responders had to respond, correct?
Yes, ma'am. We clear the roadways. We make it passable. We ensure that all the safety officers, LAPD, LAFD, have access to all the residents in the area.
Okay. President Kang, the oral report with regard to community level contracting update, we skipped it with regard to, there's a report
We're,
for street services. Are you coming back to
we're
that?
going back to number 2
Okay.
after this.
Thank you.
Commissioners, any other comments related to item number 3? All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a great weekend.
All right, we'll move back to item number 2. I believe we do have representatives, so feel free to come up in whichever order, either BCA or BSS.
Thank you, President Kang, Commissioners, City Attorney, Executive Officer Matson. I'm John Patterson with LA Sanitation Environment. We currently have 2 community level contracting opportunities. One is currently out to bid. The bids were originally due in April, but they were extended until next month to hopefully allow for greater participation. That's the RFP for Organic Waste and Urban Gardening Public Education Program. The CLC has been implemented on that with respect to breaking it up in regions. So rather than bidding out one giant RFP, the project managers identified various regions and have broken it up to allow potentially for smaller companies to participate on that. The other opportunity that we have was already been out to bid. It's the RFQ for landscaping and site services at various LA Sand facilities. It was originally intended to go out to create 2 on-call consultant lists based on work size, opportunity size. So $50,000 or less for small contracting opportunities, greater than $50,000 for larger opportunities. A project manager, it's his first time working on this particular type of project. He's still working with our city attorney at this point in time in order to draft the board report. Optimistically, we would like to get that before you next month. Realistically, it's probably going to be June. He's in the final stages of getting that addressed with the city attorney. We've still got briefings, as you're well aware, signatures and everything like that. So realistically, we're likely to have that before you in July for award. So that concludes the report, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Commissioners, any questions or comments? All right, thank you very much.
So thank you. Have a wonderful weekend all.
Good morning, Commissioners. Irene Gonzalez with the Bureau of Contract Administration. Our report today includes updates on current CLC opportunities, as John mentioned, for LA San. Since last quarter, BOE has currently awarded 13 work packages under the Small Sidewalk Repair Services Project, second pre-qualified on-call list. Additionally, the pre-qualified on-call contract for architectural and related professional services was adopted by this board on 4/11 and referred to the mayor and city council. I'd like to share that upon BCA's review of this board report, I'd like to share the certified firm breakdown for the 18 Tier 1 contractors. Those Tier 1 was defined as rising firms, which is work with fees established up to $500,000. So of the 18 Tier 1 contractors, 61% were certified local business, 56% were certified small business, 39% were certified women-owned business, and all 18 were first-time bidders with the city. Again, John mentioned LA Sands RFP for organic waste and urban gardening, which has been posted and bids due on June 11. BCA will continue to assist bureaus in identifying CLC opportunities and work with the Office of Procurement in these efforts to track participation. Most recently, at our last department quarterly contract coordinators meeting, again, we have and will continue to coordinate to provide the CLC training at these upcoming meetings. That concludes my update. Available for any questions.
All right. Thank you very much. Commissioners, any questions or comments? All right. Thank you very much.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Danny Chen, representing the Bureau of Street Services, and I'm here to report to the community level contracting. The first 4 contracts listed are for maintenance of landscape median islands. These services were originally split from 2 to 4 work packages. The 4 contracts have a term of 1 year plus 2 1-year renewal options. Streets LA exercised its first 1-year renewal option between January 30th of 2025 and March 25th of 2025. Notices to proceed were issued for all 4 contracts during the quarter. The second item is on the report is the pre-qualified on-call consultants for sidewalk, park, vending, outreach, and education. The budget for this fiscal year is only $40,000. However, NTPs were issued back in November 2024. At this time, it appears there will be no funding for these services in the next fiscal year. We will continue to seek CLC opportunities as we look to procure future contracts. And that concludes my report. I can answer any questions you may have.
Thank you very much, Commissioners. Any comments or questions? All right, seeing none. Thank you very much.
You have a nice weekend.
With that, Ms. Matson, does that clear our desk for today?
Yes, President, the desk has been cleared.
All right, thank you very much. Our next meeting will be on Wednesday, May 28, 2025. Monday is a holiday, so we'll not be having our meeting on Monday. So see you all next Wednesday. The meeting is adjourned at 11:58 a.m.